What's going on? So it is 17:37. It is Friday evening. So happy Friday, everybody. That is Tigger and can't even angle it right. Tigger and Raffy in the back. Yes, I sleep with stuffed animals. Okay, I don't give a fuck. So I figured I'd dive into my roots again about what I like. Or what I used to like, I should say. And one of those is wrestling. Yeah, I grew up watching it during the Attitude Era. I grew up with WWF, WCW, a little bit of ECW, and its rebirth in 2005, I think. Yeah, 2005, 2006, something like that. I even owned the rebirth ECW pay-per-view December to Dismember. Yeah, fun times. The only pay-per-view they ever did. Fun. Um and I grew up with TNA and a little bit of Ring of Honor, but that was about it, honestly. Like I enjoyed wrestling for the most part up to Daniel Bryan's injury. Yeah. That just irritated me because like the motherfucker gets injured and then comes back years later like, are you fucking kidding me? Same with Edge. Like, Jesus Christ. Ugh. But like you can see a difference in product. You really, really can, especially now, like PG, Jesus Christ. Ew. Fuck that. Ugh. But which companies were the best? Let's see. I watched the Monday Night War doc. That was amazing. I really loved that because that gave me so much more perspective on behind the scenes shit and what was going on that I didn't know about. And it was amazing. I liked that. It was fun. Um, which one did I like the most? ECW, old school ECW. I watched all of that. Well, I watched all the pay-per-views back in 2012, maybe. I don't remember. It's whenever I had the WWE Network. Like I had all the subscriptions and shit. But I loved having WWE Network because I was kicking back and rewatching old school wrestling and shit. I was watching ECW and all that. And man, them motherfuckers cut the best goddamn promos ever. Best, completely uncensored versus WWF and WCW. Um, who was I with back in the day? Definitely WWF. And then when it transitioned to E, I was like, okay. I still found that funny. Like I remember watching that shit because I was flipping back between USA and TNT when that happened. Um, it blew my mind. Like, wow. um, but I remember like how much fun I had watching it growing up. And now that I'm, coming up on 35 and I don't watch it no more because Daniel Bryan and all that bullshit. Um, I mean, the landscape has changed so much. Like, it's a shadow of what it used to be. Like, it used to be, like, really fun and really out there and just kicked so much ass. Like, you had the best factions with DX, and you had NWO, you had, see if I remember everything that I used to enjoy. Um, Yeah, the most epic tag teams with the Dudleys, the Hardys, Edge and Christian. Um, but like everything was just so wild and just completely untamed. And they didn't have to worry about shit. Like there was no worrying about offending PC culture or being politically correct and cancel culture and all that. Like, if that shit existed back then, it wouldn't go down. Oh my god. But now they want to shy away from who they used to be. I'm like, if you shy away from who you used to be, I totally get that. But, you got to accept who you were back then and own up to it now. That's how I am. Like, I did bad shit back then. And I've atoned for it. I made up for it. I apologize and all that shit. And I'm matured. I'm like, I don't need that anymore. Fuck that. Shit. I mean, it was just so brutal back then. There was no worrying about censorship or anything. Like, shit. Well, there were so many pay-per-views. You saw so much ass and so much tits. It was like, damn, this is awesome. But the one thing that, really changed the scope was how each company handled its talent. Like, everybody was like, oh, WWE is the place to, it's the big time. To me, that's kind of true, but not really. I think it hit its pinnacle in 2011 with CM Punk's pipe bomb. That shit was beautiful. I love the shit out. I remember when I saw that shit. That was crazy. I definitely think 2006 when DX reunited was another milestone that really proved to be the pinnacle of WWE entertainment. But with TNA, like, I love TNA. Like, I started watching that. I was with that from the beginning. Like, when it was on ESPN for half an hour every Saturday night from, when was that? 12:30, I think, something like that. Yeah, this was 2000. This was 2002. This was 2002, 2003. Long before they had a set program. That didn't even happen until 2005. Oh my god, or it might have been, it was 2005, 2007, or something like that. I forget. But yeah, I watched it from the beginning when they had the half-hour shots. That's how long I was with TNA for. And then I stopped watching probably maybe 9 or 10 years later. Because everybody kept leaving. Like, all the talent that made TNA who it was, the people who built that motherfucking house, left. And I'm like, that's great. I remember the days of Jeff Jarrett being on top with King of the Mountain, the Unbreakable with AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, X Division titles. Oh my god, they're so much fun. And what set TNA apart was it had a 6-sided ring. And I love that. It was so nice. And it was just such great talent running through there. And they gave a shit about their women's division. You had the Knockouts division. You had Gail Kim. You had Awesome Kong. Velvet Sky. Miss Tessmacher. Victoria came in later. Angelina Love. Who the fuck else? There's a whole slew of them that I used to like because they were so damn good. And they actually proved how good they were, and I love the hell out of that. And you had different factions in that too. You had Main Event Mafia, and just on with different factions. I loved it. Best tag teams too. Love the shit out of them. Motor City Machine Guns was definitely one of my favorite underrated tag teams for sure. I didn't really stick with Ring of Honor very much because it didn't appeal to me that much, so whatever. But it was decent from what I remember. Short-lived watch spree on that. But yeah, I loved TNA, ECW, WWE, and WCW. But like, which one was the best? Oh, that's one. ECW had the best promo cuts and the most brutal fucking matches. TNA had the best rivalries and being more innovative in its choices. WWE is still good, but now it's just kind of shitty. Like, they don't give a fuck about their talent as much as they should. Like, I've seen that, and I've noticed that looking back at different things, because they had so many good talented people, and they either left the company, or they just completely retired, or they died. Yeah, that sucked a lot, hearing about most of them dying. I think the worst fuck up death they had, aside from Owen Hart, was Umaga. Because I didn't know what the or something like drink. Yeah, when Umaga died, I didn't know he died. I had no idea until it popped up on Facebook, and then it was on Facebook that week that Raw and SmackDown were live. No memorial tribute, nothing at all. And I'm like, and that whole year, nothing, not a damn thing about him said, and I'm like, why didn't you say anything? I'm like, whatever. But it's just dumb. They had so much good talent, and most of it got pushed out the fucking door because they didn't fit the criteria they wanted, or they weren't good enough and whatnot. I still remember when they did the Diva search. That was a lot of fun because it was always interesting to see who would win. I remember the Playboy covers; those were fun. I own 2 of them. Who do I have? Maria and Ashley Massaro. Yeah, I miss Ashley. Damn shame she killed herself. That was fucked up. A lot of them, it's like, what's another rivalry I liked? There were many of those. Trish and Lita, Trish and Mickey James, that was funny. Melina and Mickey, I think. Like, I remember different things, but not order of events. Like, this is still a mess. I'm trying to remember stuff. Eminem and the Hardys. I remember that ladder match. Oh my god. Whew. Yeah, that was fucked up, man. Ugh. But they had a lot of, like, the talent. Like, the best talents they had that were underrated, that didn't get utilized properly. Johnny Nitro. Who's another one that got kicked out that I like, or didn't get used right? Kofi Kingston. Like, y'all might not remember this, but Kofi Kingston, he used to be buff as fuck. Like, when he was announced to debut in his video shoot, he was built like a brick shithouse. Like, he was a buff, I'm guessing 220, 238 maybe. Like, he was ripped. He was ripped as a motherfucker. And then he debuts, and he's a skinny son of a bitch. So they downgraded him from being a heavyweight fighter to a cruiserweight fighter, which was stupid. That's another thing. The belts. Ooh, they got rid of so many belts. Oh. And they kept adding belts. Like they had so many different designs for belts, and they got rid of too many of them. And I'm like, why are you getting rid of all the fucking belts? Like, dude, they're the best belts. Ugh, so sad. Alright, so Johnny Nitro, Kofi Kingston, Vladimir Kozlov. Oh yeah, I liked Vladimir. Heidenreich. He definitely deserved more. Finlay deserved more. And then I found out Finlay came from WCW. I didn't know that. Who else? Because there were so many fighters and shit that could have been more versatile, but they didn't push them as far as they should have gone. Great Khali. I liked him, but he was just, one of those one-man wrecking shows. Big Show. Definitely Big Show. Because I remember, oh man. I remember when he left and then came back and he was 502. Because he was, severely out of shape. Oh my god. He had he had that shitty hair. He had the goatee. He had pot belly. And you could see, he was walking kind of crooked and shit. And I'm like, God damn, boy, you were out of shape. And then he got into shape, which is nice, because he looks better when he's in shape. And now, apparently, he's with AEW. I don't watch AEW. I don't feel like watching wrestling anymore. It just lost its charm. What else? Carlito. I mean, he was okay, but not that good. S.A. Rios should have had more, but he just up and disappeared. He's probably dead now. Damn. Or he's doing what the fuck ever somewhere else. I don't know. Who'd I like from WCW? Sting. I liked Sting. He was good. I love the NWO. I like the Splinter Packs as well. They were fun. I have a Wolfpack t-shirt in my closet that I like because my spirit animal is a wolf. So I'm like, perfect. One thing I remember from my childhood, it was that when I saw Scott Hall in the ring on TV, I've never been to a live event ever. Never. I don't have that kind of money. And rarely are they ever nearby for me to go see it, so whatever. Yeah, I remember I always wanted to have his, what did I always want? I always wanted to have his 5 o'clock and his chest hair. Childhood aspirations, and now I'm in my 30s and I have his facial hair that's slowly growing back and chest hair as well. Like shit, win on my spot. But I never wanted that long hair though. Ugh, I don't like that shit. Trying to maintain a fro is bad enough. Yeah, this used to be a fro, so no thanks. Like Carlito's fro. That's how thick my hair is. Ugh, no thanks. If I let it grow out. Who else did I like from WCW? Nitro Girls were good. The commentators were great. Who's my favorite? Mike Tenay. Definitely Mike Tenay. Don West was alright, but whatever. Yeah, Mike Tenay, Joey Styles. If both of them were doing commentary, oh, dream. Amazing. It'd be an amazing team. Lawler's alright. JR's cool. Josh Matthews, from what I remember, he was alright. Taz was great. Heyman was great. I like Paul Heyman. I like Jim Cornette. I like Teddy Long. Vince is alright, but boring after a long fucking time. Yeah. Fucking thumbs dry. He was another good commentator / GM. Michael Cole. Can't stand him. He is such a dick. Ugh. No thanks. Um, Eric Bischoff was really good. I love Bischoff. But man, he fucked WCW over so bad. Like, oh, damn. Ugh. But and then again, I don't know. WCW had such a great powerhouse setup, but they misutilized a lot of people. I still miss Eddie. I have a T-shirt of him. Yeah, I miss a lot of them. Eddie, Chris, I already said Ash, Umaga. Who else died that I liked? Test. Yeah, Andrew Martin. I miss him. Oh man. Dude, Test was such a great fucking wrestler, but like, so underutilized. Like, he could have done so much more, but they just didn't really, I guess they didn't see his talent, which sucks. And and it was so fucked up is he showed up in TNA in 2009? 2008, 2009. Because Sting had joined TNA at that point, right? Yeah, I think he did. And Test was gonna be, he had signed a contract with TNA, and I was looking forward to seeing him wrestle and shit, because I hadn't seen him in years, and he looked phenomenal in 2009 before he died. He had cut his hair and he got in really good shape. He looked phenomenal. He looked better than he did back in WWF. Holy shit. Like, Test in WWF was like, he looked like Edge now. And then in 2009, he was built like Brick Shithouse and he looked phenomenal. He looked great. And then he died of a heart attack or drug overdose or some shit. It's always drugs or heart overdose with him, or alcoholism. It's funny. It's like, damn, everybody's like going to whatever. I think the funniest thing that's ever happened lately with WWE is, what was it, Enzo Amore getting busted for rape? Like, damn. Funny. Um, Who was another one I liked? Like, out of all them companies, I enjoyed TNA and ECW the most. I mean, there were a lot of good memories. I loved the main eventers, but they should have given the mid tier and low tier more recognition than the high tier. Yeah, like, it trips me out that they didn't give enough and whatnot. Fucking Eugene. God, that was so funny. Who was the other motherfucker? Um, I can't think of him. I know his name, and it's like, oh, not Luke Gallows. I think that's it. But no, he played the retard. Festus, that's it. Oh god, that was such a stupid gimmick. Like, seriously, we're gonna go from a catatonic to yeah. Funny. But Eugene, that was a hell of a gimmick. That was some funny shit. And then you go and see, this is how bad my dissociation was back then, okay? So this is 2000s. I'm not as open minded as I am now. I'm still oblivious to a lot of shit because my autism is in full effect and I don't realize shit. So, Eugene, looking back on it, I'm like, wow, I didn't know they let somebody with special needs into wrestling. That's pretty cool. And then I see an interview with him and he's like, oh yeah, that was such a great time, but I would never go back and do it again. What? Where's the read? Whoa. What? Like that broke me. I'm like, what? He's not retarded? What? Like, damn. Like, that blew me away. Like, shit. Uh. Four radicals. Yeah. Dean Malenko, Perry Saturn, Eddie Guerrero, and Chris Benoit. That was a hell of an underrated crew. Oh my god, they should have gotten a lot more recognition for all they've done. But oh well, shit. Two of them are dead. One ended up homeless, and then he got his shit back together. That was Perry. Dean's still with the company, but I'm not sure. I don't even know. I don't even bother. I have notifications on Facebook turned on for WWE just to see, who dies and whatnot, because that's all I really want to know half the time. And they're like, oh, look, somebody had a kid. I'm like, great. New storyline. Because that's all they ever did back then was use that shit for storylines. Like, oh, it's my child. No, it's not your child. But all the rivalries from 2000s into 2010s, they were good, but you could see how shitty most of them were. King Booker for one. Jesus fucking Christ. Ugh. I hated that. That was so depressive. Like, ugh. That shit was just so stupid. Oh my god, so stupid. So, yeah. Will I ever watch wrestling again? No. Never. I don't feel like trying to absorb into that. But if I had to pick my top favorite wrestlers right now, Samoa Joe, CM Punk, Triple H, AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, Dean Malenko, Perry Saturn, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Hollywood Hogan. That's about it. Sting. And out of the women's divisions and stuff, Gail Kim, Candice Michelle, Trish, Lita, Ashley Massaro. That's about it. So, that's how I feel about wrestling. Like, I loved it, but I don't feel the passion for it anymore. And I'm not the only one. And somebody's like, UPG people don't understand. Like, I grew up with the Attitude Era, motherfucker. Suck it. So, yeah. That's how I feel. I'm gonna get off here, upload this motherfucker, and chill. So, and 6-sided ring over 4-sided ring. So, till next time, like and subscribe for thoughts and prayers.